Hey everybody, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger from dansfish.com, and today I want to show you the fish that we got in from Nigeria, but we're not able to release because they needed some tender loving care and some more time to recover from the shipment. We have a neat tiny little barb from Africa, a couple Synodontis catfish species, and then I'm going to show you the knife fish and the baby dolphins because they're doing some cool stuff that I want to show you. So let's start up in the annex with the little Barboides gracilis. Here are the Barboides gracilis. They're also called the African amber barb, and they are basically Africa's answer to the Boraris species, like the Chili rasboras and things like that. Tiny little cyprinid, small, peaceful guys, and there are, you'll see them, there's a couple that just never quite recovered from import and are super skinny and are probably not going to make it, but only a couple. The rest of them are fat and sassy. They're gaining weight. They're doing amazing. So I'm going to release these for sale now. They just needed a little extra time because they were so small and they came in, I wouldn't say in bad shape. They weren't like super skinny, but they were skinny enough that I wasn't comfortable shipping them out and wasn't confident that they would thrive. So it took an extra, a couple of weeks with them, but now they are. This is a naturally kind of thin barb, so that's probably about as fat as they're going to get, what you're seeing right there. The secret with these I found to getting good weight on them is to keep food in front of them for hours at a time. They're very slow eaters. So what I've been doing is putting in algae wafers or sinking carnivore pellets. Basically large food items that don't break apart quickly and that sink. And so I'll put in like 4 carnivore pellets in here and they'll chew on them for a couple hours. And then this evening I'll put in half of like a algae wafer and they'll chew on that for a couple hours. And that way they get enough food because they're pretty slow eaters. They don't just grab a couple mouthfuls and are done. They kind of nibble all day long. So they're doing great, and I'm thrilled to finally be able to offer this species. All right, next up we have the Synodontis nigrita. I actually ordered these thinking that they were the upside down catfish, but that's Nigra ventris. These are nigrita. So a little different species than I meant to order. The common name of these is the false upside down catfish, but still a really, really cool fish. And I'm startling them because I put a bright light on the tank in the hopes that would get us better footage for you. But of course, that just made them scared. So they're not coming out yet. I think they will when they smell this food. Let's see. So really active, really healthy, doing well, eating like pigs, and are ready to go. I held on to them for a couple weeks extra just because they came in fairly skinny and I wanted to make sure they were clear of parasites and were gaining weight before they got shipped. But they're doing great now. There is a gold form to this species that's been developed in captivity. I actually like this one better. This is the wild form. And I like it just because it has a lot more markings and it, to me, is a more interesting looking fish. But if you like your morphs, there is a gold form out there that's, it reminds me of the color of kind of like a gold dojo loach is what the gold color kind of looks like. But they're your typical Synodontis. They're very hardy. They're very active. They can hang with more aggressive fish just because they have a lot of spines on them and they're so fast. So this is one that you can put with certain African cichlids and things like that you couldn't put most fish with. And as you see, when they whip around the bottom like that, right now they're doing it because they're in a feeding frenzy, but what they do there is they kick up anything that's resting on the surface of the aquarium, on the bottom of the aquarium, which is good because when they kick it up into the water column, it then gets sucked up into the filters and it helps keep the tank really clean. So they're a good one for keeping detritus and mold and things like that from building up on the bottom of the aquarium. Anyway, Synodontis nigrita. All right, here's another Synodontis. This is the Synodontis ocelopher. And they came in good size, but they were very skinny. They had, their bellies were pinched to the point where I honestly didn't think that they would pull through, but they did. They are tough little suckers for sure. The one thing that still hasn't resolved completely, like they're eating really well and they're active and they're getting fat and stuff, but I can't quite list them for sale yet, unfortunately, for those that are waiting, because if you look closely, you can see their eyes aren't clear yet. Their eyes came in really, really cloudy. The cloudiness is starting to dissipate. They're starting to get, darker eyes like they should have, but there's still quite a bit of cloudiness in several of them. So I'm gonna have to wait a little longer. My hope is that with clean water and in the right environment and good care, that will, kind of resolve itself. If it doesn't, I don't know exactly what to do. Maybe someone out there will want some fish, even if they have a cloudy eye. It doesn't affect them too much. They still act like normal Synodontis, but I don't want to list them for sale until they're actually cleared up and, in prime health. So I'm going to give them a little while longer to see if I can make that happen. But in the meantime, this is the progress. From so emaciated that it wasn't just the belly, it was also the side of the fish that was kind of collapsed in. They looked kind of like a triangle shape because they didn't have any weight on them. It was just skeleton. To these guys that are starting to get nice bellies on them, starting to fill out. So I'm really pleased with their progress, and we're going to keep working on them. All right, I wanted to show these guys again. These are the African knifefish. I have absolutely fallen in love with them. I know in the video I made, the tour, I talked about their aggression level, that they're aggressive to each other, but less aggressive than most knifefish. And what I found after keeping them, and I haven't had them forever, only a few weeks, but what I found is I'm actually not seeing aggression. I thought that there would be more aggression problems. And I've got some in here that are adults. Like these are adult size. A couple of them, this guy here, where'd he go? Right there. A couple of them are pretty much full grown, I think. So the literature I read said that when they reach adult size, they get aggressive with each other, but not so much as other knifefish species, but enough that you have to be aware of it. The truth is I'm not seeing any aggression. So I'm wondering, if you had two in a tank, maybe you would, but in a group like this, I'm not seeing anything. I think it's that kind of cichlid effect where having them in numbers prevents anyone from getting targeted. And I'm mesmerized by their movement, by just the uniqueness of these fish. And the other thing I wanted to show you is the literature said that they need live food and frozen food, and I started them with that, and they're doing well. But I found they also eat pellet food just fine. So I'm going to throw in some Bites right here, and they'll eat these like candy. They also eat carnivore pellets. They also eat PE mysis pellets. They love this stuff. So they're not going to be as difficult to keep and to feed as I had originally thought. Again, the sources I was reading said, live and frozen food, but check them out. They're going nuts for Bites. They'll clean this up. So yeah, I think they're going to be pretty easy to keep. And just check them out. Just a big group of these guys doing what they do. I'm tempted to take the 125-gallon tank and just put all these in there. I'm not going to do it because the golden roseline barbs are such a hit, but they've already eaten all that. That's gone. So easy to feed, not nearly as aggressive as the literature made them out to seem. And in large groups, they appear to really actually kind of like being together in a community. I wouldn't say they school together, but they definitely hang out together and things. So I'm not an expert on these. Again, I've only had them for a few weeks, and this is my first time keeping this species. I've had other knifefish, but this is my first time with this species. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is an exception. I don't know, but I like them so much that, yeah, I'd be tempted to just get a big group in a tank and give it to them because they're so cool to watch. So these are the baby dolphins, and this is another species that has grown on me a lot. When they first came in, they were really shy. You didn't see them. They would hang out just in these plants and in these pipes like some of them are doing. But as time's gone on, they've gotten a lot more confidence, and they're frequently out in groups like this. They're just cruising around looking for food. I threw a couple vibrobites in there to see if we get lucky, but they aren't really eating them yet. I don't know if they ever will. These are still just eating live food and frozen food, frozen bloodworms, frozen brine shrimp, that kind of thing. But before I feed them every day, I drop in a couple vibrobites just to see if they'll get a taste for it. And they do pick at them. They kind of suck them up, but then they spit them out. So no joy yet. But their behavior is awesome. Them out in a big group, cruising around, looking for food, jostling with each other is pretty neat to see. So I'm going to go ahead and feed them a little bit just because that's fun to watch. They get very excited. But what I'm pleased with is even when there's no food in the tank, they're still out and about looking, searching, being active. Now, again, this might be the group behavior. I think a lot of the feedback we receive from people keeping fish is based on keeping one or two or a couple, just a few of them. A lot of these fish, though, if you keep a nice group of them, you'll see really interesting behavior. They'll be out together. You'll see, the hierarchies form and things, and how they manage their community, I guess you could say. And they're just so much more enjoyable. I do imagine that if I only had one or two or three of them in here or something, that they might not be out and about all the time. They might be hiding all the time. They are a fish that communicates with each other very effectively. They use electronic signals to communicate. And I'm just wondering if sending those signals out and never hearing back makes them feel shy, and if having a group together is the difference. Because I'm seeing a lot more of these than I thought I would. I thought they would always be hiding. So I'm enjoying them a lot. They're fun to watch. They're easy to feed if you have frozen foods and live foods. And I'll keep trying on the vibrobites, but no guarantees. I'm not sure that'll ever happen. But anyway, there you go. Those are the baby dolphins, and the same story on the baby whales. Same kind of thing. All right, so that's the update. I'm showing you the fish that we didn't let you see yet from Nigeria just because they needed a lot more recovery time. And a little update on the African knifefish and the baby dolphins, which I'm falling in love with. Anyway, I hope you like that. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video, all that jazz us YouTubers are always begging you to do because it helps, and we'd appreciate it. We do a live stream every Wednesday at the Dancefish YouTube channel, 9 Eastern time. So if you want to geek out on fish, ask questions, and hang out, that's where we'll be. Anyway, till then, hope you have a good one. I don't know if my chair is squeaky enough. Maybe I need to get more squeak on it.